Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Today you're going to be reviewing this fella. Icon Liqueurs Southern Smooth. What that is, Still Spirits, the brand, sell basically in a sachet an essence that you add to vodka or distilled spirit if you can get distilled spirit. But yeah, it adds perfectly to vodka. So you get a £10 bottle of vod, add this to it, turns it into Southern Comfort. And the Still Spirits brands, you know, their versions, their clones are absolutely bob on. So, an American bourbon style liqueur flavour, sweet with a fruity aroma. Now, I'll be honest, I had Southern Comfort donkeys years ago and absolutely hated it. So, not looking forward to this, to be honest. Only got it to see what the mother-in-law would say. And I might pour some in and do a Southern Comfort review and then pour it in to top it back up. But how do you think of that? Nah, that's naughty, isn't it? So we'll pour a reasonable, and bear in mind, if anybody watches this, this is a dinky glass. It's a third of a pint. So yeah, that's about a sixth of a pint, which is I ain't got a clue what shots are. I presume that's 4 singles, 2 doubles. So it's not bad. So typical, obviously. It looks like it's supposed to look. It looks like Southern Comfort. It's got that, I would say, like a caramel gold colour to it on the nose. Not as harsh in aroma as the likes of Jack Daniels are, you know, which is another bourbon, obviously. I'm not saying I'm getting fruity aroma from it personally. There's a hint of fruit in the aroma, I'll give it that. I really don't like this. But I made it because these Icon Liqueur kits are brilliant, you know. I've made rhubarb and ginger gin, which was exceptional. You know, 40% that came out at. I've made the Parma Violet gin. I've made passion fruit gin, and obviously this. I'm going to brave it, he says. Right, very different to Jack Daniels then. I was expecting more that sort of bourbon. There is a sweetness to it. It's actually not bad. Oh, it's got some poke as well. Obviously it's 40%, so it's going to have some poke, but oh. So I am my own worst enemy. With anxiety, I make things worse for myself. I overthink, as all people fucking think. As all people with anxiety do. There's a fly in here. And last night I went downstairs to the kitchen, and obviously, if anybody's been watching these reviews, we had issues with rats underneath. And so I've cemented holes up, I've done everything that you can, put loads of poison down, cemented the holes up, we killed 3. There's been no sign for weeks. The other day I cleaned under another cupboard I didn't realise they'd been under, cleaned that, sorted out that hole, that's all done. So last night I went downstairs and I stood there like an idiot and I heard a noise. And I'm like, shit. So then I got on the floor, sat on the floor, and I could hear noises from around the kitchen. Some noises with the freezer, some was something from the front room. And the more I sat there, And what it is, we've got a wooden floor, and obviously the house is, you know, underneath there's wooden floors, there's concrete, whatever. And obviously during wood breathes, you know. And I'm hearing creaking, and I'm hearing this and that, and it's freaking me to death. And I'm on the floor, sat there, transfixed, breathing's going, and I'm having an absolute full-on blooming panic attack as I'm sitting there. And luckily the wife came down and broke it, and it's like, come on, what are you doing? And I told her, just bloody leave it. There's nothing there. You've done everything you can do. Come on. And but it just goes to show you, you know, how things can play on people's minds. I need to snap out of that shit as quick as. So yeah. So yeah, it tastes like more like a liqueur than it does a full-on bourbon. There's definitely a sweetness to it. There's definitely a fruitiness to it as well. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting something a bit more like the Jack Daniels, which is a bit harsh tasting. But I've got to say, it's not bad. Still not really my cup of tea, if I'm really being honest, but whew, that's got some poke at the end. So, blooming heck. Whew. So then, gold caramel in colour. Not much on the aroma. I've got to say, I couldn't smell much on the aroma. Good strength in the taste, sweetness, a hint of smokiness, definite fruity. Definitely surprised me. It will be an exact clone of Southern Comfort. You know, these people have got laboratories to do this. So, is it worth you doing? Yeah, because you can get vodka, triple distilled vodka for a tenner. That is £3, about £3.10 I think. If you go to a homebrew shop, 13 quid against Southern Comfort is normally 20 quid for a 70cl and more for a litre bottle. So yeah, it's worth doing, especially if you like that sort of thing. I've only done it once as a. I mean, if you brew if you distill your own, then you're talking like £4.50 for a bottle, which is outstanding, you know. And blooming hell, that's warmed me up. Out of 5. Not really my cup of tea, but it did taste good, you know. So out of 5, 4.4 out of 5. Yeah, I think that's a good score for it. And bloody hell, it's gone to my head. Yeah, not bad at all. Very different. Oh dear, I couldn't drink much of that. I'd be on my back. Thanks for watching. See you soon.